And number 20台北号20号 Derek King 金德伟。And number 2323号 Kenneth Chen 钱肯尼。And number 2424号 Randall Walker。Number 30台北号30号吴松伟。Formosa 台新梦想家本场次 Starting 5先发人 Number 2号 Anthony Tucker。Number 6垂北号6号杨敬林。And Number 12垂北号12号 Jaren Young。Number 18垂北号18号杨胜燕。And Number 26垂北号26号李德威。Dreamer 梦想家 Head Coach 总教练 Kyle Julius，Assistant Coach 赖柏林，执行教练刘文和。第一局开始，领航员全员注意！
亲爱的乘客们，机长陈新安欢迎各位登机。桃园领航员航空马上就要起飞喽！敬请各位乘客尽快就座，与我们一起胜利领航，飞向梦想的天空。Go！
所有乘客，欢迎桃园领航员作战部队。Number 6号，切入助攻外向杨永通多元武器后卫关达佑。Number 7，台北号7号超劲爆体能的禁区跳人前锋林佑中。Number 15，台北号15号领航员防空识别区的重要堡垒前锋孙思尧。Number 18，台北号18号擅长野战攻击，重返职业赛场小福星赖国威。Number 29，台北号29号无畏身体的碰撞，靠着积极跑动来创造得分，前锋张根玉。Number 30，台北号30号强势进攻的重型轰炸机碰碰陈冠全。Number 63，台北号63号场上的灵魂人物后场指挥官后卫彭俊彦。桃园派人先发部队 Starting 5。Number 5，台北号5号能投能抢能助攻全方位锋线 Forward Devil Ray。Number 23，台北号23号积极的防守让敌人不敢轻举妄动，前锋阿环陈俊环。Number 28，台北号28号进攻节奏诡异，长城炮火猛烈的台湾阿瑶施俊尧。Number 40，台北号40号激情的汉子，经常暴扣篮筐的肌肉硬汉 Kevin Magic Number 50，台北号50号加杠台湾狼队友的定心丸，护国神 Q Quincy Davis。桃园领航员总经理陈信安，执行教练杨怡峰，助理教练黄启峰，双方球员相互握手致意，并请在场中间来留言，一起为领航员加油！麻烦两队球员请在我们场中间来列队一下，我们来进行合影。麻烦一下看一下我们场中间中央的我们官方摄影师，谢谢。同时为各位介绍本场次辛苦3位执法裁判老师 ，Crew Chief 主裁判员谢文伟 ，Umpire 1第一检察员叶俊宏 ，Umpire 2第二检察员陈兆英。Pirates go! 桃园领航员加油！双方最后的热身练习 ，Final War。人生最精彩的不是抵达梦想的瞬间，而是坚持走在梦想道路上的过程。虽然没有我们的乘客来到现场为领航员的选手加油，但是相信陪伴在我们身旁，持续给我们力量。领航员在每一场赛事的旅程，需要各位乘客继续陪我们精彩，并且坚持的走完。今天这一场我们主场3连战。本周的第2场的赛事，希望领航员持续为桃园所有的防疫人员拿下一场关键的胜利。
Ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth, thank you for tuning in to this Plus League basketball game, the 12th game of the 48-game schedule and the first year of Plus League basketball here in Taiwan. We are here in beautiful Taoyuan, translating to Peach Garden, home of the Pilots. The matchup card coming in for you tonight for this afternoon. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben here on the broadcast. A pleasure to be providing the English commentary, the insights, maybe some education, and hopefully some fun on the broadcast. Now that is the interior of the Taoyuan Arena. Beautiful new hardwood coming in, freshly made for this season. Now there's the matchup card, the Formosa Taishin Dreamers on the left and the home Taoyuan Pilots on the right. Today is January 17th for this basketball game. Checking out the standings so far in the season. They played last night and the Braves remain undefeated at 6-0. The Pilots undefeated at home, now sitting at 3-2. The Dreamers are 1-4 and the Hsinchu Jieko Lioneers are sitting at the bottom of the table, 1-5. Coach Ben, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Ryan. Great to be back here after a very quick turnaround.
Last night, the Pilots bested the Hsinchu Jieko Lioneers 106-91. In the late game, the Dreamers took a beating to the hands of the Taipei Football Braves 115-95. There's our Mandarin broadcast colleagues, Taibao on the right, Tai Jingjing, and on the left, Wang Xinkai, that's Shin, providing the color commentating. The last time these two teams matched up was all the way back in January 3rd, right here. Back and forth tug-of-war kind of game that ended in an incendiary fourth quarter where 12 three-pointers were made, and the combined score record at the time was set for the league 104-100. The Pilots play very good offensively at home. There's general manager Chen. Kadeem Jack was the top scorer for the Pilots with 27. He ranks 5th in average score in the league and tied for 3rd in rebounds per game. He's dangerous from 3, pick and roll lobs, and of course in the open court, Coach Ben.
Yeah, Kadeem has been great for these Pilots. He was obviously off last night, and with the Pilots having no games last week, he's been off for a little while. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes him to get back in the flow and in the rhythm of the game.
Now, speaking of records, our single game scoring record was set by Anthony Tucker of the Dreamers. He scored 42 points, shooting 10 of 23s in 2 games ago against the Lioneers. He followed that performance up with 41 in Hsinchu. The Dreamers fell to 1-0-3, but since picked up the win against the Lioneers. Now the starting lineups for the Dreamers from left to right. That's Yang Seung-yu and Anthony Tucker, number 6, Yang Ji-min, Jaron Young, number 12, and Derek Lee Doe, number 26. He'll be playing center. For the Taoyuan Pilots from left to right as well, Davon Reed, Si Jingyao, Chen Jinghwan, Kadeem Jack, who we mentioned, and Quincy Davis, number 50, will be playing their center. Familiar faces all around for the starting lineups. So, interestingly enough, on the court, Davis is perhaps waiting on a jersey.
Yeah, looks like he took off his t-shirt and realized that he forgot his jersey in the locker room. Teammates sprinting there to get it. Probably the most important assist they'll have for this game.
Funny enough, we had a uniform violation with on the screen number 26, Derek Lee Doe. He brought a different road jersey with just the Taishin logo without the Dreamers, and the league has subsequently made a note and now waiting on Davis's jersey. There's Coach Kyle Julius for the Dreamers. Let's see what kind of adjustments they make today after playing the night game last night. That's a 5 p.m. tip. It is 2:34. We expect to tip off momentarily here in Taoyuan.
Yeah, we mentioned it, Ryan. Very, very quick turnaround on these back-to-backs. We see that the Dreamers have switched up their lineup a little bit, going with Jaron Young. So we'll see if he's a little bit fresher and see if he can contribute to the Dreamers' performance.
Seems like we always get a scramble with a jump ball, and a backcourt violation on Chen Jinghwan's pass backwards. Dreamers always seem to be getting into some interesting situations at the jump. Remember, opening game, Lee Doe passed the ball backwards too early on the jump circle. 10 seconds into the game, we're ready to go. Jaron Young, who took last night off for Stephen Hicks, will put up a shot and be short. Kadeem Jack with the first rebound of the game. The Pilots in 2 games have proven to be formidable at home. 2 games scoring more than 100 points, including a lot of assists, 27 and 29 last night. Coach Ben, team basketball seems to be the name of their offense.
Yeah, it's kind of been the calling card for this team the whole season. Just have a team effort, a lot of guys in double figures, both assists and points.
Davon looking for Si Jingyao. Now Jack underneath with a mismatch. He'll shoot the baseline shot and rattle that one in.
Yeah, nice easy turnaround off the mismatch. Good start for Kadeem Jack.
Tucker is working with Jaron Young, but stops his dribble and over to Amigo. The 3 of them, I call the 3 Musketeers, are the main trio for the Dreamers. He's working his way right, put up a runner, too strong that time. Si Jingyao defending.
Yeah, that's the Dreamers' challenge this whole season. As we see the Pilots get a quick turnover in transition.
Tucker's on the ground and he'll get it to Young. We'll push it ahead. Tucker will get it back on top, working on Davis with an opening. Now passing out Yang Seung-yu. Short and left. The trio for the Dreamers probably initiate almost all of their offense, combining to score about 2/3 of the points, while also dishing out 2/3 of the team's 71 assists. Jack working through the middle, physical, knocking that one in.
And we can see the Pilots going right into their strength, going into the post. Kadeem Jack making his presence felt with defensive rebounds and in the scoring column.
not physically the biggest, but playing the biggest, especially with Jack and Davis on the court at the same time. Derek now receiving underneath. He'll pass it out to a teammate. Tucker, back to Derek. Deep two, short. Davon Reed, 31 points last night. One of the leading scorers of the league. Now Chen Jinhuan, shoot and miss. Down the middle yet again, Amigo will retreat that basketball out.
Okay, good job by the Pilots getting back in transition defense, sniffing out that first opportunity.
Jump hook by Derek underneath. The Pilot went down and he took advantage of it.
And that's what these Dreamers are going to need. You talk about those three Musketeers doing a good job holding the scoring lead, but they're going to need more. Nice to see Derek get off to a good start here in the first quarter.
Reed working with Jack on the pick and roll. Not open yet. Chen Jinhuan will try the other side. His shot is short, and Derek with a rebound. Amigo will take it up.
And it's interesting to see here because the Pilots going with two bigs, they're always going to have a mismatch with Quincy on one of the smalls. So here we see Kadeem Jack one-on-one the perimeter against Jared Young.
Moving left with the elbow push. Called for the foul from behind. It's Davon Reed with the help.
And that's going to be the challenge that they're going to have to face, regardless whether it's Q or right here we see Kadeem Jack doing a good job on the initial defense, but then getting caught in the air on the pump fake. They're going to have to figure out how to defend those perimeter offensive players.
First free throw is in, bringing the score to 3-4. Dreamers down by 1. Interesting conversation on the floor. Kadeem Jack getting some equipment tips.
That's the nice part about having no fans in the stands today, Ryan. We get to hear everything that's happening on the court.
Here in Taoyuan, playing without fans in the stands for the first time this season in response to the CDC. There's on our billboards. Thank you to all the medical workers for all their hard work. Foul opportunity. Kadeem Jack will go to the free throw line.
We can see the Pilots continuing to pound it into the post. Dreamers continuing to switch. Not able to close off that angle for the help. Getting caught for the foul.
I also get to hear Coach Kyle Julius negotiate with the referees too. So last night the CDC held a press conference and announced that there was a third case found from the initial COVID-19 care center. That is the current status and why we're playing behind closed doors here. Continuing our preventative measures of mask wearing, registration in public places, keeping Taiwan and the citizens safe. 1 of 2 made. Yang Sun-Yin will try from the right wing, and that's a brick if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, a little bit off on that 3. Again, good pace, good opportunity for a shot, just a little too much time in the weight room for Yang Sun-Yin.
He is a well-built small guard. Setting up in the left corner, the action's on the other side. Davis picks that one up. Reed will get things started up top. Yang Sun-Yin guarding. Making his way to the hoop through a lot of contact. To Ayao. Sijin number 28 with 3 points.
Yeah, it's the second time we've seen the switch offensively on the pick and roll. Tucker helping a little bit too much on the perimeter, leaving the open shot for Ayao.
Amigo will counter from the left side. That will bounce above the backboard and out of bounds. Sijin Yao along with Jet Zhang Zhongxian are much larger guards who've been assigned by their coaches to play the point guard position. Kind of a trend all over basketball to go with size at all positions.
Yeah, neither of them natural point guards, but doing a good job bringing the ball up the court. Just veteran guards, so they're able to get the teams into their offensive sets early.
Dribble handoff and a 3-point made for Davon Reed working with Kadeem Jack.
Yeah, nice 3-man game on one side. Just being able to take advantage of that miscommunication defensively.
Ayo guarding Tucker, getting his own dribble handoff. We'll swing it to Darren Young. Butter. 3 points, bringing it to a 6-11 game. Dreamers down early.
Yeah, we can see Anthony Tucker doing what he does best, getting into the paint on offense, drawing three, kicking out to an open shooter. See him there defending.
And in.
Again, rare sight there. Tucker with a nice steal defensively and the alley-oop in transition. Cuts the lead to 3.
Exciting nonetheless. Now Davis on the block, working against Doe. Number 26, Derek Lee. Those two opponents in the SBL. Now playing in the Plus League. 3 from way deep. Derek will get the rebound. Tucker held last night. Goes to the basket this time. Easy 2 points.
Yeah, we can see the Dreamers doing a good job with their pace today. Again, picking it up. They know that if they're going to go in the half court against these bigs for the Pilots, it's going to be tough. But good start off here for them, as we see now.
Tucker only 16 points last night, 5 of 18 shooting. Let's see if he can improve on that tonight. Pilots up by 1. Thank you for watching the Plus League. It would help our broadcast a lot if you showed your support by liking this stream, tell your friends about it, and who knows, in the pandemic times, host a watch party. Courtside, behind the scorers table, are the various Taoyuan Pilots gear available in the stores on the online shop. Visit their official website for more. Back to the message board where the LED lights display our thank you messages to the healthcare workers. Certainly stressful times adds to the difficulty of the nature of their work. Speaking of Anthony Tucker, only 2 for 7 from the line after going 17 of 18 against the Lioneers. Very uncharacteristic, but probably a good night to have a bad shooting night at the line is when your team ends up losing by 20 points.
Yeah, it would have been much harder to take if it would have been a 2-possession game, but being blown out, it's a little easier.
Now Pong Pong setting up underneath. He's in the game, number 30, as Reed knocks down the long-range shot.
We can see the Dreamers continuing for that switch, and the Pilots continuing to go after those one-on-one matchups. Davon with the nice 3 off the ISO.
Yang Jiming, Amigo up top. Nickname coming from his Ame tribe. Getting the backdoor pass, but sealed off and reverses the other way for 2 points.
Okay, great job by Amigo on the cut off that setup out of the timeout. Nice job using the rim to protect himself.
Randall Walko in the game. He made his Plus League debut, number 24. Through the middle, Pump Pump with a running hook shot. Better known for his baby hook. Kadeem Jack fouled on the rebound.
You can see here, nice screen by Derek on that chin set. Amigo getting behind the rim, behind the defense, and being able to finish with the reverse.
And getting his hands caught underneath. So the foul, 2 team fouls for the Dreamers, 1 for the Pilots. As Derek King, number 20, will check into the ball game.
We can see Coach Julius the last few games has loosened up the rotation and used a lot more guys than he had at the beginning of the season. Good to see some of these guys get a chance to show what they can do.
Pom Pom for the outside. He'll look off the shot. And 3 seconds called on Kadeem Jack.
Yeah, you can hear Pom Pom's teammates telling him to shoot it. Made a 3 last night. Teammates expecting him to shoot that one. Went Unfortunately, not getting called for the 3 seconds.
Ended up being a 10-point, 12-rebound night for Peng Peng, Chen Guanchen. His best play, though, connecting with Quincy Davis for the alley-oop.
Showing a little bit of everything last night.
Darren Young with a floater. Off target. Reed controlling from top. Guan Dayo, also good performance last night. Getting more and more trust and playing time. Peng Peng will lose the basketball. Tucker will finally get up ahead. Walko from the left corner. His shot is in.
A good start for the rookie out today. Good job defensively on that last possession, being physical and fronting in the post. Here we see him taking advantage of the corner 3.
If we have more time, we get to talk about Stephen Hicks, but Randall Walko making his debut last night. Missed shot by Guan Dayo. It's only the second youngest player at 22 years old, as Jonah Morrison hangs on to that title, 20 years old. Actual senior still at UBC. Walko underneath. Nice pass and finish. 2 points for the Dreamers.
And you can see Randall getting more and more comfortable with this Taiwanese basketball style. Just getting more comfortable with his teammates and fitting in much better than last night.
Getting worked on by Davon Reed. Called for the foul. The sideline out of bounds. Finding the space and getting it to a teammate. Dreamers average the least amount of assists, where the Pilots average the most.
Yeah, it's good to see on the Dreamers. It's interesting. They've gone with a lot of these ABCs, these American-born Taiwanese players, bringing them over, trying to get a little more Western style. So we see Randall Walko defending the ball right there. Also, Derek King, number 20 on the court for the Dreamers. A little bit of a different style here.
Not to forget Kenneth Chen, also a naturalized Taiwanese. Floater by Tucker over almost everything. Ayao missing the timing on that one, and Kajim Dak can't follow that one up. So the Dreamers kind of catch a break there. Tucker will shoot from the outside, rolls that one out. Tank. Wang Bozi can't hit the rebound this time. Shi Jingyao with a cherry pick 2 points.
You know, we see the Dreamers defender just standing around off the missed shot. Shi Jingyao being able to sneak behind him for the cherry picking layup.
Young with a big crossover step to the basket. Poked away by Young. Poked away by Reed. He thought he was hit. Now Davon Reed will knock down the triple.
And that's what we saw him do last night. Last night, Davon Reed with a couple weak side blocks here, getting the weak side block on Jaron Young, and then being able to hit the 3 in semi-transition.
Young looking off. Wang Bozi getting the screen help, and that'll be foul on the before the drive.
And now we can see the Dreamers continuing to go with that mismatch, as we see here. Jaron Young blowing by Kadeem Jack and then getting contested at the rim. And then Davon Reed with the 3 in transition.
Pilots with a 18-17 lead, now under 2 minutes in the first quarter. They're going to Tucker on the block. Guan Dayo guarding. The 4-inch difference at least, and he hits the turnaround.
Again, and that's mouse in the house territory for Anthony Tucker. You got to bring some help there. You can't expect too much else.
Poked away. Now Tucker going on offense, and another steal for the Pilots, leading to a sitting on 3, and switches it. Timeout for the Dreamers. Coach Julius want to talk it over. Their early lead switched over to the Pilots now. Quick flurry, and 21-19 is the score. Checking out the season totals, we get another look at Davon Reed to Shi Jingyao.
And that's Ryan, you talked about earlier. Shi Jingyao, not really a natural point guard. He's able to play with these guys like Davon Reed, being able to get that ball and hit shots in transition.
A few weeks ago, we saw Anthony Tucker work a lot off the left block on the left side of the floor on the block, but that time successful on the right side.
Yeah, and Anthony Tucker is actually one of the reasons people like Jed and Ayao have been moved to the point guard position. We saw there Guandayo, the local Taiwanese point guard with a 4-inch height disadvantage. And so these teams have started preparing for Anthony Tucker during the offseason, knowing that they're going to have to get some bigger bodies in there. So, like you said, Jed obviously did a good job being able to win December Player of the Month here in the Plus League, and Sujin Yao doing a good job as well.
You can watch the Braves and Lioneers, the late game at 5 p.m. Taiwan time. The 4th time those two teams will be matched up. It's a small league, but because of scheduling, that's just how it goes.
Yeah, I'm sure the players are actually excited being able to get back into some game action and not having 2 weeks off, especially with a lot of these imports in a 3-man rotation.
After the timeout, Derek Keene receives on the right side. He'll get it back to Tucker. Wambo-tsu with a pick and roll. No opening yet. So Derek King forcing that one up through contact. Davon Reed to Jack. Have that one stolen away up ahead. Walko to Derek. Poked away. Ayao with a nice play on the defensive end.
And that's something we've seen Kadeem Jack struggle with this season. You talked about him doing very good in the scoring end and on the rebound, and he struggled a little bit putting the ball on the floor there with the turnover leading to the fast break opportunity.
Derek from the outside now, short. Kadeem Jack with a rebound. Pilots playing with more pace. Close to us is the Manimal. Nialzo. Wambo-tsu traps Davon Reed, who gets it out. Pick and roll game, local to local. Now to Guandayo. He'll hesitate now. Shoot. Wambo-tsu Tank with a rebound.
Yeah, a couple good possessions there for Tank. Moving his feet on defense. And again, Ryan, your favorite. Guys in the corner stepping on that sideline.
It's just always confusing to me. Speaking of your favorite coach, we need to come up with the Mandarin lesson of the day. Any ideas for the audience?
It's your job. You're the teacher, Ryan. I'm the student here, learning as much as I can.
Wambo-tsu hasn't received much playing time. We'll expect to get a lot of it, given that we're still in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's the challenge that these Pilots give the opponents. Again, with a lot of size, people like Tank are going to have some more contributions.
Kadeem Jack will hit from the 3-point line.
And that's what Kadeem has done a great job with, just catch and shoots.
With that, the Pilots will build up a 5-point lead, 24-19 at the end of the first quarter. Thanks for watching the Plus League on YouTube, FTV, and Momo TV. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the basketball game. Interesting look at the box scores. Coach, what do you got?
Yeah, we can see Ayao right there. The Pilots right now with 24 points, 8 points for Ayao, 8 points for Davon Reed, and 8 points for Kadeem Jack. Triple eights there on the board for the Pilots.
If you use Mandarin, that's fa, fa, and fa. And then if you, that's a fortunate number here in Taiwan and in the Mandarin-speaking world, because a different sound of that is fa, 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 which is good fortune. There's your Mandarin lesson of the day, courtesy of Coach Ben.
I'm just bringing up the topics. You're the teacher.
Let's see how the green and black Dreamers respond to that good fortune for the Pilots so far. Wearing their home whites, Dreamers in their road blacks. Flying around for the block is Kadeem Jack. Good effort play there.
Yeah, great recovery. Gotten beat first step off that closeout, but able to recover for the block on Amigo.
Amigo had 16 points last night as well as Anthony Tucker, but no one else in double digits. Tucker will fire from the right side. Airball it.
And that's what Anthony Tucker's going to give you. Again, very, very streaky shooter there. As we see Amigo, great first step, but Kadeem Jack with a nice recovery, using his length to get a piece of that ball. Again,
interestingly enough, someone who did shoot well was Aji, Ling Junji, 9 minutes hitting 3 of 3 for 8 points. Manimal had that one poked away, and a weak pass will finally get over to Zhang Gengyu. Number 29 in the game, working off of Walco. Guandayo will shoot the 3 and splash it down.
We'll see these Pilots local players playing with a lot of confidence, knowing that they have Davon Reed and Kadeem Jack on the court to help them rebound any misses.
Underneath the doorway, looks like he took an extra dribble. Walco will collect. Pick and roll with Tucker. He's running away from the defense. Fire high. Pushes the pass over to Young, who misses. Almost a good play for the Dreamers, although a little bit chaotic. Zhang Gengyu will clear out for Kadeem Jack, who's got Derek on a one-on-one. Slips and falls. He can't believe it. Jaron Young to the hoop, banks it home.
Again, great job in transition. Again, the Dreamers are happy to see Kadeem Jack put the ball on the floor, losing it there, leading to 2 points for Jaron Young in transition.
Thought a little bit of good sportsmanship. A little bit of high five between Derek and Jack. No ill intention, maybe needing to clean up the floor a little bit.
It's easy for Jack to be in a good mood with his team up by 9 here in the second quarter.
Tucker underneath to Amigo. There's maybe the easiest 2 points of the night.
That's where Amigo did a great job just getting it up early. When you saw Derek with the opportunity on a couple possessions ago, just waiting too long to put the ball up, ending up in a turnover. Jaron Young with a great discard in transition. And again, we can see the Dreamers continuing to switch. Jaron with a step too far down inside the three-point line, allowing Davon Reed that opening for the 3.
A little bit of a break. Anthony Tucker sitting on the Dreamers bench while we get the floor cleaned up a little bit. Guandayo skying over for the block shot, but he couldn't. Only listed at 180 centimeters, which is about 5'11". Zhang Gengyu takes it up. There's Guandayo. The Pilots running their square formation to Reed in the corner. Jack with size on Amigo, choosing a step back, and it's wet.
Again,
2 points.
Seen one step back from the left side there, one from the right. Good job by Kadeem Jack today in the post.
There's Ling Junji Aji, MVP of the collegiate level competition in the finals. Derek underneath with size, retreating it out, poked away by Guandayo.
That's what I was just talking about. You can see his teammates tell him, just shoot it. Again, him rolling out. He's got no bigs under the basket. He ends up dribbling into a tough pass. Again, just shoot that, trust yourself, trust that practice.
Jaron Young working on Kadeem Jack again. That seems to be a spot they keep going to. Derek pushing that one up. Young with Amigo to Derek. And they just seem to be playing a little bit of a We'll call it Paolan in Mandarin. Foul on the floor.
Yeah, but that's where, again, Derek, at least he shot it. He missed it, got his rebound back, was able to kick it out. We saw it with Pom Pom. Guys not being ready to shoot, not shooting where you're supposed to shoot is worse than sometimes shooting it.
Personal foul on Zhang Gengyu. Now, offensive foul called on Jaron Young, getting a little too handsy.
Yeah, a little bit of an acting job right there on the Pilot side, but able to get that foul call on Jaron Young.
The Pilots will inbound. Jaewon Ri, Kadeem Jack, pick and roll. Nothing going, so they switch it. Underneath, Zhang Gengyu. Call for the steps.
Again, that's the third or fourth time we've seen Randall Wako doing a good job just using his length. Again, he's starting to feel a bit more comfortable here on the defensive end. We hear getting beat on the back door, but just being able to contest the shot, forcing the turnover.
Kind of close to us, we heard Coach Kyle Julius. Good call. Of course he would say that. Linjuji streaking across the baseline to Walko. His three is off target. Hitting the 8-minute mark in the second quarter. Pilots still with a 9-point lead. Underneath, lots of bodies. Block shot underneath, Zhang Gengyu. Matched by Derek.
Second time he's gone backdoor. Again, not able to finish down there.
Amigo through the middle to Derek. He cuts with him. Blows the layup. Looks like it'll be Dreamers basketball.
But again, that's the second time Derek's rolled. Even though he's missed the layup, both times the Dreamers have gotten those rebounds. Again, if your teammates are going to anticipate you shooting the ball, they can get that rebound.
In for the first time in the game is number 13, Jonah Morrison, Tan Jielong. Probably one of the more sought after kind of nicknames in Asia, in the Mandarin-speaking world, with the Long as Dragon.
Are you going to call him Dragon or are you going to call him Jonah?
I'm calling him Jonah.
Okay, you and me both.
Amigo will receive the inbound. To Derek on the pick and roll. Behind the back, fancy pass. Jaron Young with a dribble and a shot. Missing.
Yeah, Dreamers getting some good looks out of their half-court action, just not being able to finish that mid-range jumper.
Maybe the flashiest player in the league was caught it last night. Julian Wright with all the fancy dribbling, but the Lioneers still winless since their home opener win against the Pilots. The Pilots have looked a lot better since. Achi, pump fakes and dribble. We'll get it back out. Once again, it's a pick and roll between Amigo and Derek. Jaron Young with a rebound and pushes Davon Reed out of the way for 2 points.
Good job by the Dreamers sticking with it. Long rebound off the long three-point shot. Jaron Young able to get the putback layup.
Davon's okay. He's running the point for the Pilots. Over to Davis. Getting the screen from Ayal with the mid-range.
Second time in this game we've seen the Pilots go with a small big screen. Again, earlier for Kadeem Jack there. Ayal setting the screen for Quincy Davis. Able to hit that mid-range jumper.
In the very opening game for the Pilots, foul on the floor. That's Zhang Gengyu again. Quincy Davis had a dribble step back three in transition. Coach, have you ever seen him do that?
I believe that was the slowest step back three in the history of basketball. So, no, that was a first for everybody.
Davis had 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 block shots in the first half yesterday afternoon's game against the Lioneers. A little bit of misdirection. Amigo to the hoop, fouled on his way there. More free throws.
Great job by Derek rolling on that Spain action. Amigo popping up, able to attack the closeout. We've seen the Dreamers do a good job this whole first half, just being able to attack the closeouts of the Pilots.
Amigo now at the line.
His eyes was this way. His whole body was that way.
We hear the players pushing their shoes around, making sure they got a good grip. First free throw goes down.
Yeah, we can see with, you mentioned number 11, Aji, in for the Dreamers. You can see the pace picking up a little bit, not just up and down the court, but in the half court, doing a good job moving the ball side to side. Offense looking a little more lively.
2 for 2 from the line. Now they put a trap on Chen Qinhuan. And Derek commits the foul.
Yeah, good job by Ayao being able to step out of that trap on the sideline.
Jaron Young giving Jonah Morrison a little bit of instructions. Setting up Dave underneath to Jack. Just stays in bounds. He's working on Jonah. Loses the basketball on his way up.
Yeah, good job by Jonah, or the Dragon as some people call him. Just keeping his hands up.
Aji, a little strong. Chen Qinhuan trying to get Davis open. Spain pick and roll for them. No openings yet, so Davon with a step back, hits a tough shot.
You mentioned it, the Pilots going with that Spain pick and roll. The Dreamers switching everything, forcing Davon Reed to go one-on-one against Derek again. Able to take advantage of the mismatch.
Back to a 9-point lead for the Pilots. Who've looked really good recently, throwing that one out of bounds. And the referees have a quick look, and it'll be still Dreamers basketball off of Pilot.
See the Dreamers player very animatedly reminding the refs that it was a kickball.
It's a little bit chilly here in Taiwan, and you kind of feel it in the arena, but our stadium staff working really hard, keeping the floor clean. Checking out the high-speed replay. Davon Reed's toe poking it out of bounds.
Now, Ryan, what do you consider chilly here in Taiwan? How many degrees?
I would say about 15 degrees Celsius. What does that equate to? That's already on the chilly side. For
high 50s, something like that. I'm sure our fans can leave messages on whether they think 15 degrees Celsius is cold where they come from.
15 degrees Celsius translates to about 59 degrees Fahrenheit. More weather talk after the break. Get more Plus League content by liking our Facebook page, P.LEAGUE with plus symbol, Instagram, P.League.official, and Twitter, P_League_EN. If you want to follow along with the up-to-date stats of each game, go to the league site, PLeagueofficial.com, where our merchandise, online store merchandise, has been made available. There's Charles Chen sitting nearby, taking in the game.
Choosing not to go with our Plus League official merchandise, instead going with a sharp tailored suit.
Charles Chen, since taking over the league operations as one of the founders and the CEO of the company, always looking sharp. Jaron Young through the middle. He'll get it to Amigo with a long shot. Miss everything. They were low on time. Chen Qinhuan will slow it down for the Pilots. Was it a week ago? A couple weeks ago, it was 7 degrees Celsius, which equates to about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. That was as cold as it gets in Taiwan. Missed shot by the Pilots. Davis is right there for the putback.
Again, with these switches, we can see Derek Lee getting pulled out on the perimeter. Not a lot of rebounding help there for the Dreamers.
Backdoor to Aji. He blows the layup too.
Again, great cut, just not able to finish.
Kadeem Jack receives up front, getting slowed down. Davis collects the basketball. He'll shoot from deep. And it'll be off of Amigo. Pilots retain possession. A little bit warmer down where you are, huh, Coach, in Taichung?
Yeah, Taichung, we're always around 24, 25 degrees Celsius, which is what in Fahrenheit?
That equates to about 75 degrees in Fahrenheit.
We're getting our math lessons too today. Very educational broadcast we have today.
Missed shot. Whichever search engine would like to sponsor the Plus League will be happily to utilize the technology. For those of you who don't know, the southern part of Taiwan pretty much equates to Hawaii kind of weather and climate. Jaron Young inside for 2 points.
You can see again, Dreamers attacking those bigs of the Pilots, getting able to get to the rim. Finish for 2.
Looking for Jack, this time on the left block. He'll spin and shoot. Just missing that one.
Good job by Jaron Young, forcing him a step farther out than he wanted to catch it. Able to contest that fade away.
Anthony Tucker, Professor Tucker going to work. Chen Jinghuan will get called for the touch foul.
Yeah, we can see Coach Julius putting Tucker back in the game. Wanting to put the hands of his veteran point guard. Able to create the foul in the drive there.
Taking 5 shots so far. 2 of 5 for 4 points. Derek underneath. We'll get it out to Jonah Morrison. He's made a couple threes, and there's another one. Couple threes in previous action.
And that's one where Davon Reed's got to know that Derek Lee's not going to want to shoot that. Again, dribbling away from the basket, back to the basket. Helping a little too much. Allowing Jonah, the Dragon, an opportunity for a 3-point shot.
Violation underneath. 3 seconds, hung out a little too long down there. Kadeem Jack got doubled.
Yeah, great help by the Dreamers there to force that turnover by Kadeem Jack.
Coach Yang Yifeng on the sidelines for the Pilots. Now foul, holding foul, that's Chen Jinghuan. Looks like that'll be free throws for the Dreamers as they enter the bonus. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the second quarter.
Yeah, we can see the pace picking up a little bit. Again, on that baseline, Amigo trying to come off that double stagger. Juan a little too handsy, getting called for the foul, sending Amigo to the line for 2.
So Guan Dayo will come in for Chen Jinghuan, who has made 2 fouls in the game, 2 personals. You know, maybe we should call this league the bicep flex league. A lot of players offensively getting their hands up, showing the refs they're being held.
Well, you talked about Charles Chen being over there, the commissioner of the league. If you want, I can take over and you can go approach him about that name change, Ryan.
The Mandarin slogan for the league is 是时候了. The theme kind of being 20 years without professional basketball in 2020, now 2021 is the right time for it.
Give me one.
Amigo.
Yep.
Can't hit the first free throw. So far, the Pilots have only taken 2. The Dreamers, 3 for 5, make that 4 for 6. A little bit of the arithmetic lesson for you guys. Of course, you can follow along on your own. PLeagueofficial.com. Slipping through the double team. Ayo will get it to a teammate. Guan Dayo will find Ayo from the right corner and nylon.
But that's where the size helps against those presses. Again, we've seen the Pilots be able to step through on a lot of these passes because their players are a little bit bigger. Good job to swing it out of the trap. Get to the weak side for the 3. We see Jonah, same spot. Little different result there on that 3-pointer.
The result being off the side of the backboard, out of bounds. Pilots basketball. We reached 2 minutes left in the first half. Davon Reed, Kadeem Jack, Quincy Davis close to us underneath the basket. Trying to find some space. The Pilot's getting a little bit stagnant. Guan Nayo spinning on Tucker underneath. Poked away. He'll find it. Look what I found. Davis pushes that out of bounds.
Yeah, we can see that switching defense of the Dreamers confounding the rookie Guan Nayo a little bit. Like you said, getting a little bit stagnant, ball in the same spot. Not great shot opportunities there for the Pilots.
Davis will come off and Pong Pong will take his spot. Darren Young will get us started. Amigos screen. Tucker from the other side. He shoots and hits.
Great little twist off a set that they've run these past 2 games. Great screen by Derek.
Guandayo will counter. His shot too strong. Up ahead, Amigo. His footwork getting tied up a little bit. He finds the basketball. Darren Young with a head fake. Now underneath, Derek still not looking for the shot. Jonah Morrison will switch it. Foul on the drive. That's against Amigo.
Again, Derek under the basket, not willing to even look at the rim. Again, they had to reset it. We see a great screen by Derek there on that pin down for Tucker. Easy shot for him. Again, that's something that the Dreamers are going to need going through the rest of this game if they're going to have a chance to win.
They're down by 5 points with Amigo at the line for 2. Free throw in. Make it 4.
We see if the Pilots are able to get into a cleaner set here. They've had a tough time initiating their offense with the rookie at the point. See if they can have a good close to the last minute of the second quarter.
Showing a little bit of three-quarter pressure. Will the Pilots break it? Less than a minute left in the first half. Guanayo setting up from top. Getting a screen from Jack. Really not a lot of room to operate. Jaren Young with the hands, picking the pocket to the hoop. Finishing with the right hand.
Again, great use of his body to shield off the trailing Davon Reed. Knowing that he's behind, able to get the reverse layup.
The largest lead for the Pilots was 11. Now the Dreamers cut it down to 1. 33.5 seconds left. Pilots want to talk it over.
Yeah, I'm sure the Pilots are going to this timeout talking about that switching defense. Yeah, in the last couple of possessions, it's been the local point guard, Guan Dayo, just handling the ball by himself. Earlier in the game, it would have been up to Davon Reed, who can obviously get one-on-one opportunities. That's something they're going to have to look at coming out of this timeout.
Jonah Morrison with his first three-pointer, a made one from the side. Now Anthony Tucker will counter. They are the highest volume three-point shooting team in the league. They take, on average, 44.2 three-point attempts per game. Now, interestingly enough, they only have a record of 8.2 steals per game. Tonight, on pace for way over that. Actually, with 9. Anthony Tucker with 4 and Jaren Young with 2, leading the team. They need to get the basketball to shoot the basketball, and so far it's working their favor.
Yeah, we can see the Pilots kind of doing what they did yesterday. Yeah, yesterday they kept the Lioneers in the game with 24 turnovers. Again, here being a little bit sloppy with the ball, giving the Dreamers some easy opportunities for some quick points.
After the timeout, the Pilots will inbound. The Dreamers, with 33 seconds left, want a good defensive possession and score the basketball the other way to take the lead. Let's see if they can do it. Guanayo controlling from up top. This time Tucker guarding him. Still a lot of movement with not a lot accomplished. Jack working off the post, and Amigo dribbles it off of Jack for the turnover.
Yeah, Pilots actually trying to run a Dreamers play. Dreamers able to sniff it out and get the stop. See if they're able to take the lead in these last 10 seconds of the second quarter.
Noticeably frustrated, Jack was slow to get back on defense. Now he's there, matched up against Derek. As Anthony Tucker spins and takes the baseline jumper. Yes! There it is. A stop and 2 points for the Dreamers. They'll head to the break, up by 1.
Again, great use of the clock at the end of that second quarter. a lot better feeling come after being down 11, being able to take a 1-point lead into this halftime break.
Halftime break will be 15 minutes, but before that, some halftime analysis after the break.
记得这一点，我们球队真的不差，每一场都输在我们自己。相信每个本土的球员，相信你的队员，我们就有机会赢球。
我们这几场打不好的时候，我觉得我们大家没有团结，我们没有靠得很近。我觉得我们应该把赢球放在第一个目标。
所以我觉得今天就跟上一场对梦想家一样，就是大家动起来打，这样这个团队才会越好。
And the last thing is when we out there on the floor, we're together. So we all play hard and do what it takes to win together as a team. We don't care if you miss a shot. Defense shouldn't be affected by that, and how hard you play shouldn't be affected by that.
领航员作战部队。
有一些防守上面沟通没有很好，所以说下半场再讲多一点。
那防守一样，我们今天还是不够强势，该找身体的就会撞。我们要积极，这是我们的主场。球在地上扑下去就有快攻，但是我们停下来，他们扑下去是他们得分。你来干！赛前讲过，赢球是大家一起努力。现在不管本土的也很认真，然后也有得分，然后洋将也是都很努力啊，对不对？我们才有这样的成果。不管谁上多少时间，然后在场上场下就帮忙嘛，上去就会好的成果嘛。我们从落后打到赢，又再落后再赢，那是为什么？我们坚持到最后，每个人有信心出手，那就会进嘛，对不对？好不好？好，就要走。你都进，喂！
Last night, the CDC here in Taiwan informed the public after contact tracing, one more of the nurses at the medical facility has been confirmed infected with the COVID-19, bringing that cluster up to 3. Once again, thanks to them and all the medical workers worldwide for treating the ill and the hurt, especially now with the raging pandemic. Our broadcast and really this entire season be said to be a tribute to your tireless effort. Halftime here, where the Dreamers, in a quick flurry, have taken the 1-point lead over the home Taoyuan Pilots. Checking out the halftime stats, the Pilots have shot the basketball better. Right now, 47%, even better from 3 than the bombing Dreamers. And they've grabbed more rebounds, but critically have committed 15 turnovers, just 4 for the Dreamers, and a late turnover in the second quarter there. Kadeem Jack led to the Anthony Tucker made 2-pointers, and that's how we've arrived at where we are.
Yeah, we see the Pilots doing the same thing as last night, just giving their opponent an opportunity to stay in the game with those 15 turnovers.
They have been more athletic in ways. One of them is the 3 block shots that they've had. Kadeem Jack with a very athletic from behind block, but that has not led to the advantage for the Pilots. The Taishin Formosa Dreamers have taken 42 shots, which is 8 more than their opponents. Top scorers for those Dreamers, Jaron Young with 14 points. He played the entire first half. Yang Jimin Amigo and Anthony Tucker with 9 points each. Derek Lee Dowei with 4 points, and Jonah Morrison, Tan Jielong with 3 points. On the other side for the Pilots, Davon Reed, 13 points. He leads the team. Ayao Sijingyao with 11. Kadeem Jack with 10. Davis with 4. And number 6, Guan Dayo with his made a 3-pointer, accounting for his 3 points.
Yeah, we can see both teams relying on both their 2 imports and then 1 local. The Dreamers with the 2 imports and Amigo, accounting for 32 of the 42 points. And the Pilots with the same thing on their side.
We'll be back with more halftime analysis after the break. Welcome back to the broadcast. Ryan Chen here along with Coach Ben Metcalf as we give you the halftime highlights this Plus League basketball game. Exciting one so far. A 1-point difference between these 2 teams on a back-to-back Sunday matchup. Kadeem Jack showing off his turnaround jump shot, his penetrating ability. Mentioned before the break, he has 10 points and also leads the field with 9 rebounds in total.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at the halftime stats. These 2 teams kind of swapped identities. The Dreamers being mostly perimeter shooter team, but today they're leading with points in the paint, 20-8. Doing a great job just attacking the closeouts of the Pilots, being able to get into the paint and also get to the line where they've done a good job scoring from.
8 of 15 from 3-point range is a big part of giving them the lead. On the other side, the Dreamers featuring Randall Walko earlier. His made bucket and assist. Nice addition to the highlight reel. On the other side, the Pilots showing off their capable offensive prowess, but a little bit behind the pace to get to 100 points. We saw last night Willie Warren eventually and gradually breaking his game open a little bit more. 16 points with 7 assists. And the last foreign player for the league, really, if all remain in their roster spots, the Dreamers, Stephen Hicks, impressive debut, including a game-high 27 points, 18 rebounds, and also dishing out 6 assists. It'll be exciting to see him when we get a chance.
Yeah, unfortunately, during the game last night, he came down a little hard on that wrist, unable to go today, but not affecting the Dreamers too much. Ahead by 1 at halftime today.
Back to the action in about 4 more minutes. Thanks for watching the Plus League. We'll be right back. Thanks for watching the Plus League. It would help our broadcast a lot if on the YouTube broadcast you show your support and liking this stream. Tell your friends about it. And as we mentioned, join the conversation in chat. Right now, a lively one about where the top talent should be playing. Really great to have such informed fans watching our league and being part of that conversation. Unfortunately, no fans allowed for this weekend's basketball games. Last night was the Lioneers against Pilots. Today will be the Dreamers against Pilots. There's Sean Chen's jersey, Taishin, wearing his former number 11. Right now on the seat, that's a lucky chair.
You own any NBA jerseys there, Ryan?
I have not owned an NBA jersey that fits me in a long time. What's your favorite one, Coach?
I think the favorite one I have is a T-Mac signed jersey that I got from him. That's a pretty special one to me.
There's Sean Chen with the blue tie and the blue face mask, talking over with Charles Chen. Those two unrelated by birth, but by surname, and the fact that they were teammates and actually roommates when they were part of the national team more than 20 years ago by now. Sure, the guys love for me to mention to every one of you on the broadcast about that duration.
Veterans, right?
Just veterans. Yeah, just veterans.
Exactly.
It's all good. Sijing out, our feature, coming back from the half. Let me look up his stats from the first half, where he has scored 11 points grabbed 1 rebound and 1 block shot as well. Critically, 3 for 3 from 3-point range. He stepped up in a big way this entire season for the Pilots, and we also saw it in the preseason as well.
Yeah, we've seen him taking advantage of having 2 imports on the court. Again, just finding a way to score. Again, today with those 11 points, the second leading scorer for the Pilots. Great job so far.
The real test will be, for every team, will be how they match up against the Taipei Fubon Braves in the 4th quarter. If you just talk about that last frame, the Braves are undefeated, and hey, they're undefeated in their regular season record so far. Jack with a floater. Davis playing a little bit of a slap ball. Can't get the putback. Tucker will lead the Dreamers out.
Again, nice job by the Dreamers, just fighting over those mismatches in the post, being able to force the miss, and then tap the ball out.
Jaron Young right in front of us, looking for a teammate. Tucker will pop out on top for the zipper screen and made 3.
Again, great set right out of the timeout by Kyle Julius. Eye falling asleep on defense. Tucker with the top of the key 3-pointer.
Extending it to a 4-point lead for the Dreamers, the highest in the game. Davon missing the tough shot, leads to a transition. Opportunity for the Dreamers. Yang Seung-yin will swing it over to Amigo. Backdoor, poked out of bounds off of Davon Reed.
You can see the Dreamers swinging the ball around. Again, good pace here coming out of that halftime break. Again, great screen again by Derek with the screen against for Anthony Tucker.
He's working his way out with a double screen. Amigo will have to put one up. He's hit, not called. Kadeem Jack getting the rebound before it goes out of bounds. Now, careless with the basketball. Anthony Tucker to the hoop for easy 2 points.
Again, great job by Anthony Tucker, just using a change of speed to keep the ball away from the trailing Kadeem Jack. Dreamers extending on their lead here in the 3rd quarter.
Adding to their steal count and the Pilots' turnover count, Kadeem Jack with the long arms, able to hit the reverse.
Great quick move by Jack there on the baseline, able to dribble once and put that reverse in.
That brings the total up to 14 turnovers for the Pilots. Backdoor to Amigo, easy 2 points.
Nice set there by the Dreamers, an old Spurs set that they used to run for Manu Ginobili. Run a couple times this season. Amigo with the backdoor layup. And this is something we've seen Amigo get called for a couple times this season. Again, upset with the refs. He's picking the ball out of the net, handing it back to him, getting the delay of game warning there. Let's see if that plays into effect later in this game.
He was indeed called for a technical foul, but that was for reaching for the basketball while the inbounder didn't even let it release out of his hands. Su Jingyao breaking off his perfect 3-point shooting. We're receiving the corner off of the offensive board. Jack there to help him out. Pompom will try now from the top. Rattle that one out of bounds. Jack skying for the rebound. Had it poked off of him for out of bounds. Like you said, active hands by the Dreamers. That's what it takes.
We can see them picking up the defensive intensity and activity. Again, cutting off the first couple opportunities. Pilots stuck with a pump 3-pointer. Probably not something they were looking for.
Davon Reed and Jaron Young played the entirety of the first half. Still in the game right now. Tucker able to cash in on a careless Pilot defender.
Number 23, Ahuan, again, continuing with his foul troubles here. Getting caught sleeping on the weak side and then laid on the closeout, getting caught in the air.
He has committed the most fouls in the game with 3.
He's been called for the most fouls. Some of the guys have probably committed more, right?
Now that is an interesting conversation. Steal by Kadeem Jack. One-on-one against Jaron Young. Will be fouled and one.
And that's something we've seen Kadeem Jack being able to do all season. Again, great job adjusting in the air. after absorbing the contact, now with the and one opportunity. Anticipation on the defensive end. And then a little bit of acrobatics on the break.
Kadeem Jack is so strong. In the opening weekend against the Dreamers, he finished 2, 3, maybe even 4 and one opportunities close to the basket. Dreamers had no answers when they challenged Jack up high. Free throw made means the completed three-point play. The Pilots now down by just 3. Yang Sun-yin. They're trying to set up for Tucker, but we'll go to Jaron Young. He's making his way through the baseline and two-hand slam.
We've seen them do this repeatedly the whole game. Pong with the defensive mismatch. The Dreamers just hunting those mismatches out, driving right to the rim, continuing with their points in the paint.
2 screens for Davon Reed, and he got that three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, we've seen the Pilots do that the entire game. The Dreamers continuing to switch. Derek being caught out on the perimeter. Great opportunity for Davon Reed, able to capitalize.
Now it's just a 2-point game for the Dreamers. Ahead in this one, Tucker gets the carom. Amigo to Young from the corner. He has all day. 2 bounces and out.
Again, great look off the offensive rebound. Not able to finish for Jaron Young.
Reed again. Oh yeah.
And that's just got to kill the coach. Again, you've talked about on these switches, you got to switch up to the level of the ball. Getting a little too far down, letting Davon Reed get a sliver of daylight, which we know he'll take advantage of.
The Dreamers call timeout as we go to a break. We'll be back with more Plus League basketball. Back from the break where the Pilots have taken the lead back, now leading 52-51.
We can see the Pilots taking advantage of the Dreamers' mistakes on the defensive end. Yeah, the Dreamers were able to step out to a quick lead here in the third, but Pilots coming right back to take a 1-point lead.
If you're enjoying this one, next week will be the rematch. The Formosa Taishin Dreamers and the Taoyuan Pilots right here, where the Hsinchu Jiekou Lioneers will host the Braves at Hsinchu County Stadium. That will be next Saturday. More of the preview coming up. As I mentioned, Tucker drives the middle, gets it to Derek in the corner. More tic-tac-toe and a 3-second call. I think that's on Jaron Young.
Yeah, but once again, we see the Dreamers hesitant to shoot, getting their teammate call for a 3-second call.
It's interesting, the 3-second call is under the basket. It's kind of like offsides in soccer or football, where you kind of, the opportunity doesn't come and it leads to a turnover.
Exactly, and that's just got to come with the chemistry between teammates. Got to get used to when he's going to shoot, when he's going to pass. Getting caught in no man's land is no good for anybody.
A little bit of a pushing call. That's Amigo Yang Jingming. It's his third of the ball game. Rando Walco, you heard Coach Kyle Julius call. He goes by Randy on the team. Reed will rise up. Jaron Young called for the rebounding foul underneath.
And that's the pressure that these Pilots bigs put on you. Kadeem Jack's going to go to the offensive glass every time. Jaron Young getting a body on him, but the ref's thinking that he's getting a little too much of a body on him on that call.
Jack's listed at 6'9", 206 centimeters, whereas Jaron Young's listed at 6'6", 198 centimeters. Tucker will pull up, and he was hit on his way down. So Jack will try himself from the outside, too strong. Tucker get another chance to lead the break. Driving right, now pulling it back. Jaron Young and Derek, pick and roll, not leading anywhere. So Amigo running out of time, 4, 3, to the middle. Running out of time, forces one up right off the front of the iron. Long rebound, Pong Pong collects. Behind the back, Guandayo throws it right to Jaron Young. Always underestimating how long his limbs are. To the basket, right-handed finish. Just like that, the Dreamers take the lead back.
And that's where the young good point guard's got to learn. Again, pace. He's got a good rhythm on offense, no need to rush. The turnover creates the easy basket there for the Dreamers.
A couple handoffs. Davon Reed catches Derek, hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, we can see that the Dreamers bigs are willing to come up to the level of the screen as we see the turnover by Guandayo and the fast break, leading to the easy 2 for Jaron Young on the other end.
4 team fouls for the Dreamers with 5 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third quarter. More Davon Reed and Kadeem Jack action. They're looking for him underneath. Rises up with a lefty hook. Short.
Yeah, good job by Amigo before Kadeem Jack catches the ball, pushing him a half step out for where he wanted to catch it, forcing the miss.
Professor Tucker down low to Derek. He rolls it up. English the wrong way. Rolls out of the basket.
Thought we were going to get an English lesson from you there, Ryan.
Missed shot, and Anthony Tucker up ahead to Derek. Not enough time for an English lesson. 2 points first. 3-point Pilot lead.
Derek bails you out there. Great job on the pump fake, getting Davon Reed in the air for the finish in transition.
Excuse me, 3-point Dreamers lead as Derek has reached 6 points with 7 rebounds to go on your graphic. Now matched up against Guandayo. There's a mismatch somewhere. Jack will shoot from the left corner and hit.
Again, catch and shoot 3-pointer. We've seen Kadeem Jack do it a couple times this game. Great job from the corner.
Tucker with room, dribbles it away. That time, Reed over up ahead is zizzing out. Guandayo, not the intended target, but he's able to finish. And just like that, we'll have a timeout for the Dreamers. They want to get readjusted as they succeeded the lead. A lot of back and forth action. Score now 57-55. Pilots getting a little bit of a listen into the Pilots huddle. Looks like Quincy Davis might be coming into this one. Over on the other side, Ayal's pass Pong Pong, but thankfully Guandayo was there. And then Jack rising up for the 3-pointer. Yang Yifeng reminding his guys to keep up the activity and the movement.
Yeah, we can tell him reminding his players, knowing that the Dreamers are going to be switching everything. Be ready to swing it to the weak side and look for that mismatch in the post. It's going to be there. Again, the Pilots have done a good job so far with Davon Reed attacking those mismatches, getting some good shot opportunities. Let's see if that continues going forward.
Kadeem Jack right now with 18 points and 12 rebounds in the game, putting good work. But he also has 6 turnovers, like we mentioned in the first half. Not so secure with the basketball.
Yeah, and that's where he's done a good job in the post. We saw early possession here in the third quarter with a quick spin move baseline, able to finish. Again, the catch and shoot threes. He's done a great job when he puts himself in a position to dribble once or just shoot off the catch. gets in a little bit of trouble with a little bit too many dribbles.
Morrison's in the game for Derek, with Tucker, Walco, Derek Lee, and Jaron Young on the floor for the Dreamers. Walco looks off a pass. Oh, force one. Going baseline yet again to the basket, blocked from behind. Couldn't tell who that was, but a Pilot with an athletic block again. IL with a corner three, short. Derek with a rebound.
Yeah, great ball movement by the Dreamers on that last possession, swinging it around a couple times. Randy just not able to finish under the basket.
Derek Lee will rattle in the three-pointer. Dreamers back on top.
And that's something that the Pilots are going to have to accept. Yeah, they can live with Derek shooting that three. After one make, they're probably not going to change the game plan. If he makes another one, then we'll have to see.
That's 5 lead changes in this basketball game. Guandayo from deep, and he'll rattle one back.
Guandayo coming back in the game, doing a little bit better job off that pick and roll, knowing that they're going to switch, just being ready to attack.
Tucker picks up the dribble. He'll have to get it to a teammate. Too many bodies on this side, so Jaron Young will go to the hoop underneath. Derek fouled.
And after not looking for those scoring opportunities earlier in the first half, Derek doing a great job rolling, looking for his own shot. Jaron Young with a nice pass to the rolling Derek, not able to finish off the layup, but getting 2 shots from the free-throw line.
Credit the defense for rotating over, but the saying in basketball is leapers leap. That time Kadeem Jack coming over with the help, leaving Derek open.
2 free throws in a row. You got that?
Bouncing the first free throw in. Lead the way. Averaging 4.2 points a game. 10 tonight already. He's 2 for 2 from the line, making that 11 points. More three-quarter court pressure. Pilots able to break it. Guanayo hangs on. Jaron Young knocked over. Jack goes all the way to the hoop. No call either way.
Yeah, a little bit of an acting job there from Jaron Young. Kadeem Jack, again, able to adjust the air for the nice layup.
Guanayo bodied Anthony Tucker, and he'll commit the foul, and that foul margin is closing in.
Again, Kadeem Jack, after discarding the defender, able to cross over and finish at the rim.
Fresh not having to play last night. Jaron Young shoots the 2-point shot.
Again, off that Spain action, the Pilots still having a tough job. Dreamers doing a good job of mixing up their personnel, so the defenders not knowing what they should need to do.
Interesting, they have Jonah Morrison on Davon Reed.
And that's where Jonas, as we see Derek Lee with a great block. But Jonah's gonna have to learn to play the three.
Shot by Amigo missed.
Kind of undersized to play a big position here in a professional league. Used to playing at the 4 or the 5. They're doing a good job here, moving his feet, defending Davon Reed so far.
Guanayo trying to penetrate and dish it out. Tucker pokes it away.
That's where we're seeing Guanayo be willing to shoot the 3. Not as willing to shoot in the mid-range or attack the rim, turning the ball over a couple times.
Tricky pass, and Davon Reed will come away with it. That time Tucker couldn't connect with Tucker, and Davon Reed called for the offensive foul. Jaron Young going to the floor, and so did Jonah Morrison trying to help him up.
Jaron Young just living on the floor these past couple possessions. Ref saying that Davon Reed with the little elbow shove off in transition. The Pilots coaching staff disagreeing a little bit.
Say more than disagreeing with it. Jonah Morrison close to the Pilots bench, utilizing a wet towel to clean his shoes off.
That's good for Jonah. That's a vet move. Good to see him learning very quickly.
after the reset with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Tied basketball game at 62 apiece. Jaron Young with Jack guarding. Overshoots the pass.
And that's
easy turnover.
Same set we saw as in the beginning of the first half that Tucker got open for a three-pointer on. This time the Pilots sniffing it out, creating the turnover.
Tucker fouled by Guandayo. Too wild on the closeout.
And this is something we need to watch the rest of the season. Again, with the Dreamers relying so much on that three-point line, these defenders are closing out hard, getting pieces of bodies, getting pieces of hands. This time Guandayo with a piece of the hand on the closeout. Definitely gets a piece affecting the shot, sending Tucker to the line for three.
Good job by the Dreamers not fouling in the last, 3-4 minutes. They were reaching the 4 foul mark, and now the Pilots have hit 5, and the Dreamers will be in the bonus for just 52 seconds left in the third quarter. But indicative of good discipline and following the principles.
How much you want to bet you just jinxed them there, Ryan? They're going to go foul on this next possession.
It's an intense basketball game, so it's probably going to happen.
Definitely not your fault, though, correct?
More pressure for the Dreamers. Derek pokes the pass away, almost with a steal.
That's the Pilots earlier had people who are willing to handle the ball in the backcourt. That time, Pom getting stuck with the ball in the backcourt, not willing to put the ball on the floor. Again, 1 second to get the ball over half court for the Pilots.
No foul there, just an out of bounds. The Pilots break the Dreamers' pressure and will set up for one. Jack at the high post to Pong. Reed finally gets it with a sidestepper and rattles it in.
Again, great job by Davon Reed there. Amigo sticking on him on the half court. Great job to free himself up.
They're hanging on for a last shot. 1.5 second difference. Shot clock to the third quarter game clock. Tucker will feint the pick. Now he'll go. Trying to make saves. His favors the right side. Off target. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. 65-65. Pilots and Dreamers in a heated contest in the Plus League. We'll be going to the break before the fourth quarter. COVID-19 still a serious threat. Do your part in preventing the spread by wearing your mask outside your house, washing your hands frequently, and follow the guidelines of health experts. These measures, plus the vaccine, will get us through these times, so thank you.
We can see the Pilots' biggest advantage here, putting Quincy Davis on the court as a local in the fourth quarter. Again, with the game tied at 65, we'll see if the Dreamers are able to figure out a way to break that.
He didn't play all of the third quarter.
And that's what we saw last night. Again, the coaching staff obviously trying to adjust his minutes, him being a little advanced in age.
Give and go. Tucker trying to go to the other side, knowing Davis's block shot prowess. Ayao, corner, he hits.
And that's just having Q on the court. Again, him just being able to stand there, getting those long arms up to protect the basket, leading to the miss and the three-pointer on the other end.
Something we'll keep an eye out for is the free throw disparity. 13 for the Dreamers, only 3 for the Pilots. Also the turnovers, 19 for the Pilots. Not good job taking care of the basketball. Derek will take care of that three-pointer. Nice counter.
Playing with confidence after those couple makes. Again, has a message for that Pilots bench after his second made three of the second half.
Davon Reed, the import for the Pilots on the floor. Dribbles off of Amigo. No, dribble off is himself.
Again, good anticipation by Amigo. Davon Reed trying to snake it back to the same side. As we see Ayao getting that corner three. He does such a good job sprinting into that strong side corner in transition for the open three.
Wandayo tasked with keep an eye on Tucker. Yang Sen-yen with the Jonah Morrison pick. Screens on each side. Jonah from his right side, and he hits the three-pointer.
Okay, great job by the Dreamers there. A couple swings of the ball, a couple pick and rolls, great penetration, and great shot making by the Dragon, Jonah Morrison.
The veteran Quincy Davis on young Jonah Morrison with a turnaround. He hits the baseline jumper. Veteran, remember?
Veteran.
Another veteran, Amigo Yang Jingming. Receive and working one-on-one against Pong Pong. With space, tough finish at the hoop.
Well, that's something we've seen these Dreamers do a great job all game. Again, Pong Pong getting caught on the perimeter. Amigo being aggressive to the rim with the easy two-pointer.
Now the kind of undersized defensive specialist for the Dreamers, Yang Se-yin, guarding Ayao closely, but Davon Reed cutting through the middle on the other side to Davis, poked away, up ahead, Yang Jiming, 2 more points.
Again, you mentioned it, Ryan. Yang Sen-yen, the defensive stopper, being able to tip the ball away on the defensive end, leading to the fast break layup. Dreams with a 5-point lead coming out of the break.
Slowing the pace down, working on Jonah Morrison. Foul underneath, reaching, seems to be from somebody else.
Getting Derek helping his teammate out there, trying to go for the steal off of Pong Pong's trademark dribble, 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 baby hook.
Was that 3 dribbles or 4 dribbles, Coach?
It's all the same after 2. Too many for any coach.
From the baseline, Davon Reed matched up against Jonah Morrison. He gets by easily, jump stop, and a hop for the layup.
And that's going to be Jonah's biggest adjustment, trying to play a smaller position. Again, being able to close out on these shooters, tough for any big to do.
Shout out to the legendary Frank Gore, still playing in the NFL. With his favorite move, the jump stop. Anthony Tucker gets the ball back after missing the 3. Swing it to the corner. Amigo with his step back. Short. There's Anthony Tucker yet again.
We can just see the Dreamers being more active here in the fourth quarter. Offensive rebounds, strong finishes. Great job just pinning the ball around, finding good opportunities.
The Dreamers been in perfect rhythm in this fourth quarter. Finding Amigo underneath.
And we talked about it before. These Taiwanese refs, if you slap down at the ball, they're going to call that foul. Again, keep those hands up. They're going to let things go.
Missing the three-point play. Davis with the rebound. Isolated to one side with a pick. Davon Reed still looking for an opportunity. Aya to shoot the step back in Anthony Tucker's face.
Again, just great shot making by the Pilots there. Dreamers continuing to switch.
Not to be outdone, Tucker rattles out the three-point shot from the top. Guanayo with the lane cleared out by Pompom. Not enough. Missed layup.
Great job by Pompom creating a lane for his teammate. Just not able to make that layup.
Yang Sung-Yun around Davis. Blocked by the rim. Derek's there for the rebound. Taking advantage of the Pilots on the offensive boards.
Yeah, the Dreamers have been absolutely dominant here in the fourth quarter on the offensive glass. Once again, being able to take advantage of second chance opportunities.
You can't leave Anthony Tucker open. He'll make one eventually.
Yeah, it looks like what we saw a couple weeks ago in the fourth quarter with Ayao and Anthony Tucker going back and forth from the three-point line.
Davon Reed will sit. Kadeem Jack will take his place, and so will another veteran, Chen Jinghuan, number 23.
Let's see if he can keep out of foul trouble here. Had a bit of an issue with foul trouble the first three quarters, as we see Ayao again, his hand in his face. Great shot making abilities.
Amigo bringing it up. Getting guarded by Chen Jinghuan Ahuan. Derek stepping up for the Tucker screen. Getting sealed off by Guan Dayo. Going with the turnaround. Davis comes for the help. Affects the shot just enough. Less than 6.5 minutes. Jack slips on the slippery floor. Guan Dayo too strong with his corner three. Dreamers with a 5-point lead against the home Pilots. Amigo putting Ahuan in jail to Derek for the airballing the mid-range.
A little miscommunication there between Amigo and Derek. Amigo waiting for that roll. Derek, after making 2 3-pointers, feeling a little more comfortable from the perimeter.
So quarter score for the fourth is 15-10. As we march on our way to the end of this basketball game.
You see Jonah doing a great job just denying Kadeem Jack, completely blowing up the play. See if the Pilots are able to do something at the end of this shot clock.
Foul call right before the shot clock. Jonah took a hit to the face too. Kadeem Jack in particular seemed to be having trouble with his shoes and the grip on the floor. A couple times he's almost lost his footing. That time the back left foot.
And that's what we said earlier. Jonah's just got to know. Less than a second left on the shot clock. No need to reach. Force him in a tough shot. Live with the results.
One lone voice of distraction unable to affect Kadeem Jack's first free throw. Jack is 3 for 4 from the line. Davis pokes it out of bounds. Jonah Morrison with the steal. The Pilots very unhappy with that call. No call, I should say.
Yeah, Jonah doing a great job boxing out. Quincy with the old vet move, holding him down with his right hand, just not able to get the offensive rebound.
We heard Ayo getting the assignment on Tucker. Underneath, Jonah Morrison patient, but blocked from the weak side. Jack will come away with it.
Yeah, great help the helper there. Kadeem Jack getting caught in the air. His teammate.
And one at the hoop. Kadeem Jack over Derek.
But again, we see Kadeem, great job adjusting in the air. That time, bringing the ball up himself in transition, taking the contact, being able to adjust. Once again, a 3-point opportunity.
With another opportunity at the line, Kadeem Jack could pull it within 1.
And you said it, Ryan. The free throw discrepancy through the first 3 quarters had been in the Dreamers' advantage. The Pilots, however, in this 4th quarter, getting those opportunities from the line.
Derek leads the way now with 4 personal fouls. He's got to watch out. 6 to a disqualification here in the Plus League. The 48-minute total game time. Trying to find an opportunity. Amigo terminates his dribble, and he's caught. Passing it off of to Ayal, who's guarding Tucker tightly.
Tough possession there for the Dreamers. Not a lot of space. 1.4 left on the shot clock.
Dreamers try to go for the off the back. None successful. The lead to the shot clock violation. Dreamers losing that momentum they built up in the early parts of this 4th quarter, nursing a 1-point lead. Cut into the basket. Chen Jinhuan fouled.
And that's where these Dreamers perimeter defenders just have to do a better job. Again, Yang Sun Yen talked about his defense earlier. This time just getting beat first step. Relying on that help defense. Derek once again being forced to help on that back line.
Jonah Morrison called for the foul. Had his hands low. Covering the sideline of Su Jingyao, who makes the first free throw instead of challenging the basketball at the point of a shot. Interesting strategy. So that's 4 team fouls for the Dreamers, only 1 for the Pilots. 4 minutes and 34 seconds left in the basketball game. This time Amigo starts the offensive play. To Derek with a look fake. Pilots with some good defense. Derek at the basket. Davis and Jack were there for the block. 2 points for the Pilots the other way. Now a 3-point lead. Ayao leaking out ahead.
Yeah, and that's something that these Pilots guards can afford to do. Knowing that there's Kadeem Jack and Quincy Davis in there, they're able to go on the release of the ball.
We'll be back after a word. Welcome back to the action. Thank you for watching the Plus League. I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben for the English broadcast of this Plus League basketball game. In the 4th quarter, the Pilots have come up to a 3-point lead with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left. Big part is the play of Su Jingyao stepping up in the 4th quarter right now with 10 points.
Yeah, again, it's a repeat of what we saw last week. Him with a great 4th quarter, 10 points so far, 21 for the game overall. 3-point lead with 4 minutes left.
The Pilots have only taken 8 shots, but that also includes 5 free throws, where the Dreamers have taken 16 shots, but have shot a rather inefficient 6 for 16.
You can see the Dreamers out of the timeout putting Randy Walko at the point.
Derek underneath and patient. Davis unable to get the block.
Yeah, great finish by Derek. First half, not willing to shoot those shots. Second half, great performance here.
There's a foul call. Looks like it'll be Walko off the ball with a foul. Getting a replay of the drive and dish. So more than 2 dribbles too much, but how about 3 pump fakes?
Hey, that's what Derek does. His good footwork, good patience, nice finish.
Come on, Black, lock in. We're good.
Free throw made, 84 to 82. Way short, but Kadeem Jack, fortunate to pick up the rebound. He'll put one up off the front iron. Still a 2-point lead for the Pilots. Professor Tucker. Still with the dribble. Now finding space through the middle, spinning on the drive and lay it in. Wow. Jack trying to get position, but Jonah playing him tough.
And Jonah's done a good job all day getting to the fronts on those posts. Continuing here in the 4th.
Guandayo. Off target. Amigo.
Great job on that defensive rebound flying in from the weak side.
See, the Pilots playing Tucker tough as well. Terminating the dribble a lot of times before getting open. Walko finding room to the right. He puts it up. Off.
Yeah, and that's Anthony Tucker's challenge here in the 4th. With only 1 importer allowed on the court, he's going to receive a lot of that defensive attention.
Slow with it, switching out. We'll go to the hoop. Over to his teammate, getting it back in the corner. Fly by, step back. Over everything. Kadeem Jack running out of time. We'll have to rise and fire. Derek can't seal up Davis. Gets the critical offensive rebound. Game tied at 84. Jack underneath. Finding space and flipping it up and in.
And that's where Quincy Davis on the court helps everybody out. Help defenders not willing to go over and help, worried about him on that second side. Kadeem Jack, great footwork, able to finish.
Fouled at the hoop. That's Amigo. He'll be going to the line.
You know, in this second game of back-to-back, we see a lot of guys, hands on their knees, bending over. With 1:38 left, guys are just going to have to suck it up and finish this game out.
Davis has 6 rebounds in the 4th quarter. We'll be getting a look at
That's clutch free throws.
the spinning layup by Tucker.
Clutch free throws. I like it.
Interesting strategy for Kadeem Jack. We hear him with a positive reinforcement for the other team's free throw shooter.
Kadeem Jack loves to have conversations on the free throw line. Unfortunately, realizing a lot of these Taiwanese players' English isn't quite as good as his.
To be fair, the Dreamers should have the best English speakers. They've been working on it with, of course, Coach Kyle Julius from Canada and a bunch of Taiwanese-Americans, Chinese-Americans. Foul at the hoop. Sijinga will go to the line.
And once again, a Dreamers defensive possession ending in a foul call. Pilots just living at the line in this 4th quarter.
Sijinga trying to catch his breath, still on the floor. Now he'll get up. The Dreamers in disbelief. It took a while to get to their pretty common player huddle after a play.
Yeah, we can see Derek right there with that left hand to the body. Definitely a foul. See if I is able to knock these free throws down.
Derek with 5 personal fouls. Try to make it the rest of 1 minute and 24 seconds. Ayal can't hit the first. 1 more free throw to give the Pilots the lead. So far, 10 lead changes in the basketball game. Successful in the second attempt. Now the Pilots backing off from the Dreamers. Tucker. Getting the touch foul by Si Jingyao, a little too aggressive. That makes it 3 team fouls, only 1 to give.
Yeah, Tucker with the footwork up on the end. Ayao hands up, caught a piece of his face. Nothing intentional there.
The Pilots opting for size, and the Dreamers kind of matching them with Derek and Ford, Jonah Morrison. Amigo with the dribble pull-up off the front of the iron.
Yeah, there's that Spain pick and roll that the Dreamers have continued to run out of the side, out of bounds. Amigo not able to hit that shot from the top of the key.
Less than a minute left. Guandayo to Jack on the block. Facing up on Derek. Now backing him down. Will pull up. Walko successfully walls up Quincy Davis, who slips on the floor. Walko from the wing. Jack with the rebound. They still have a 1-point lead. 6-second difference between shot clock and game clock. The Dreamers need this stop. Si Jingyao will call a 30-second player timeout. They want to talk it over. Very disorganized the Pilots were, and fortunate to have that 30-second player timeout get organized.
Yeah, the coaching staff obviously seeing that disorganization, having them call that timeout, see what they can run out of the side out.
I know, but what are we doing? Are we going to draw anything? Yeah.
给他接球，然后 Q 来帮他挡，然后你们站外面。对，你在
It
这。
appears that Davon Reed will come in the game for Kadeem Jack.
然后他下，然后这边就是动位。
Where am I? You taking the ball out? I'm taking the ball out? Okay.
Seems like Reed will inbound. Now, I'm curious, Coach, what is Kyle Julius instructing his guys?
Again, just be solid right now. They still have that 30-second timeout if they need it. Again, you get a nice stop, call a timeout. If there's not enough time up, advance the ball. Again, if you sees how he trusts his players, he may just have them get a stop and then come right up in transition and see if Anthony can get a good shot in transition.
The players on the floor for the Pilots will be Guandayo, Davon Reed, Quincy Davis, Ahuan, and Ayo. Reed with space, driving, call for the foul before the shot, but it'll be free throws.
And regardless of what happens off of this free throws, it's still a 1-possession game. Again, Randy laid on the closeout. Body contact on the drive. Davon Reed with 2 shots to extend this to a 3-point lead.
3 fouls for Walko. Davon Reed misses the first, so the Dreamers have a chance to win the basketball game.
Yeah, these Dreamers got to box out first on this free throw. Can't let Q sneak in for an offensive rebound.
Chen will rush in with the free throw shooter with possession of the basketball. Getting a warning there. It's a very strange violation, risking a technical foul.
Delay of game warning there.
Rattling the second free throw. The substitution will be called that time. The Pilots getting Kadeem Jack in the game for his length.
Again, the rule being that they have to inbound the ball and then have the player call the 30-second timeout.
That is indeed what happens. Anthony Tucker receiving, calling the 30-second timeout. Touching the shoulders. Hard-fought game coming down to the last possession. 8 seconds and a little bit less than 4/10. There's your math lesson. Courtesy of the Plus League.
Getting everything in today. Learn temperature conversions, all that stuff.
At the same time, you're here.
I need to still pick up my Taiwanese.
To the 3, hammer Right there.
Wow, that evil. Taishin.
Right, yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
And now it's going to be interesting to see if the Dreamers are going to go 2, 3, best shot available. Also, a good look what the Pilots are doing, if they're going to stay in the zone or they're going to go man-to-man on this last possession.
The Dreamers on the floor. Amigo will inbound. Jonah Morrison, Anthony Tucker, Derek, and Randall Walco running across the formation. They're running out of time, so 5-second call. Indeed, Can't inbounding it. That'll be a turnover for the Dreamers.
Okay, great play set up there by the Dreamers. Just a little slow to develop. Getting called for that 5-second count.
Interesting, they had Walco run across the formation and Tucker pop out up top. Pretty expectable.
Yeah, we can see here, knowing that nobody's going to help off of Tucker. A little misdirection. Derek with the back screen. Just a little too long to develop. Again, with that slow-mo replay, tough to see how long it took. But I'm sure the refs made the right decision. They always do, right?
The Pilots were, on the other hand, very smart too, leaving Randall Walco open, thinking that the pass will end up in some other option. Well, predictably, the Dreamers out of their huddle first. They're on defense, down by 2. With the basketball in the front court, 5-second call still available. They don't have to foul.
Yeah, if they can force that turnover right off the inbounds pass, it's obviously ideal. Pilots also out of timeouts, even their player timeout. A lot of pressure to get the ball and look for that direct inbound straight to Q though.
Reed will pop out. Poked. Looks like Tucker thought he got it poked off of Davon Reed's hands. We'll go to the monitor.
Oh, we get to see everything in this game. Player challenges, or player timeouts, coaching challenges. This is good.
Don't forget the 6 personal fouls. Both teams utilizing import players in the 4th quarter.
All characteristics of this Plus League we got here in Taiwan.
Listening into both teams. I'm almost certain both teams are talking about the next play as if they have the basketball.
Yeah, it's a tough place to inbound for the Pilots right here as the refs confirm the call on the court. Pilots ball. Again, that corner inbound is not a good place to inbound from. Let's see if the Dreamers are able to create a turnover.
I'd imagine that the strategy on defensively is going to be the same.
Yeah, at this point, ball being inboarded from the corner, you don't really have to defend the weak side of the court.
Pilots going with the same lineup that had the possession previously. And a foul by Amigo. He'll send Davon Reed to the line. Had to resort to the foul, but at least it was quick.
Yeah, Davon Reed with some pressure free throws here. See if he can put the game away, or he'll give the Dreamers a little life.
1 for 2 previously. Bouncing in the first free throw. 89-86. Kadeem Jack in a sprinter's position on the make.
Oh, just ready for this last defensive possession.
Gotta watch out there. He slipped a few times. 2-possession basketball. Dreamers can't afford to stop the clock. Gotta come up with 2 buckets real quick. Amigo from the baseline. Baseball passes it to Walco. Getting closed off in the corner. Throws it over the head. Pilots will win. In the end, 90-86. A hard fought In the end, the Pilots come away with it. The Dreamers, in the end, kind of let it go.
Yeah, back and forth, fourth quarter there. Pilots able to pull it out here in the end.
Stick around, we'll have a post-game player interview. Chen and Jonathan Han, GMs for the two teams. With a fist bump, congratulations. All the players congregate in the middle. Give it a bit of the last bit of hurrah. There's the line score. The game was tied after the third. The Taoyuan Pilots able to pull it out in the end, 25-21 in the fourth quarter. That's after the Dreamers came up to a early lead in the fourth. A flurry with Amigo. Yang Jingmi made layups on one end. I've gotten word that Si Jingyao will be the player interview with our Mandarin play-by-play guy, Taipao. Yang Yifeng got to be satisfied with his team, 3 for 3 at
好，这场
home.
比赛呢，桃园领航员是以90-86拿下比赛的胜利，也是最近的3连胜。
Featuring the Plus League logo on our microphone.
施晋尧，阿尧在前一场比
Being
赛
called
面对
Mr. Fourth
对
Quarter.
手，其实也是在第4节杀红了眼，跟梦想家有什么深仇大恨？
其实没有，因为
Last time it was also against the Dreamers, where Ayao stepped up. He has 12 points in this game in the fourth quarter.
所以说我们本土要跳出来，因为有时候可能我们配要小。
Ayo stresses that it's still up to the domestic players because even with Davis on the floor, shots still got to go
在前
down.
面几场的比赛，
Defense is still got to be played
进
hard.
攻端不是那么的顺畅，但近3连胜当中呢，感觉上团队已经找到磨合的感觉，是一个人人有球打。怎么看团队的磨合？
应该是说
Now,
比赛
asked about how the team will
团队是要打一个 team。 然后你
keep up their offensive efficiency.
我们就会一直看着你，可是不是说像单打独斗这样没办法，要赢。
Ayao stresses that it's a team game and they gotta play in their sets and within the team flow.
特别是在关键时刻都能够为球队做出贡献。怎么看今年球季对自己的期许？
Now, what asked about his goals and expectations for the season, given that he stepped up and been a big factor to win the basketball game in the
拿
end.
下了3连胜，谢谢。好，场边访问到了
Thanks to Taibao and Si Jingyao for the post-game interview.
我们休息一下，稍待会有
After a break, we'll be back with the wrap-up of this Plus League game. yesterday with their 2 victories for the home teams with pretty big point spreads, but today a tight game between the Taoyuan Pilots and the Formosa Taishin Dreamers. Coach Ben, 3 pilots ended up with more than 20 points.
Yeah, great
contributions key to the Pilots' victory.
Yeah, great performance as we see the stats for the entire game, but the biggest factor was Davon Reed with 27, Ayal with 23, Kadeem Jack with 26. Only 5 pilots scoring, able to overcome those 21 turnovers that we see there on the bottom for the Pilots. And the Dreamers with a tough weekend here coming up for the Plus League schedule.
The Dreamers, on the other hand, with 19 assists, they're improving in that department, averaging the league low 14 previously. So congratulations to the Taoyuan Pilots, remaining undefeated at home and advancing to 4-2 in the records. Stick with us for the evening game between the Hsinchu Jeko Lioneers and the Taipei Fubon Braves next week, January 23rd. As we mentioned, the Dreamers take on the Pilots again here in Taoyuan, the 2:30 tip. In the evening, the Taipei Fubon Braves will head to Hsinchu for the Lioneers hosting that one. Again, I'm Ryan Chen along with Coach Ben Metcalf. Thanks for joining our broadcast. We'll see you guys in the next one.